The tissues. What is tissue? A group of cells that have the same origin, similar shape, and specific or common generalized function is known as a tissue. Classification of tissues. Epithelial tissue. Connective tissue. Muscular tissue. Nervous tissue. Epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue form the covering or lining to the free surfaces of the body. They perform vital functions like protection, excretion, glandular secretion, and absorption.
Epithelium is further classified as simple epithelium, stratified epithelium. Simple epithelium, it consists of a single layer of cells. It is further divided into 5: squamous, cuboidal, columnar, ciliated, glandular. Squamous, or pavement, epithelium. It consists of a flat cells arrangement, edge to edge as in a mosaic. This type of epithelium covers the alveoli of lungs, pericardial, pleural, and peritoneal cavities. Cuboidal epithelium. Here, the cells are cubical. They are arranged over a basement membrane. Columnar epithelium. It consists of tall, pillar-like cells arranged on a basement membrane. It is found in lungs and ducts of glands. Ciliated epithelium. The cells may be cuboid or columnar, but they contain hair-like structure called cilia present in the free border. Glandular epithelium. It consists of cylindrical or columnar cells. It is present in secretory glands like salivary glands and breast. The glands are of 2 types: unicellular, multicellular. The multicellular glands are again classified as exocrine glands, which contain a duct. They secrete enzymes. Goblet cells are specialized glandular epithelial cells. They secrete mucus or mucin. Endocrine glands, which do not contain a duct. They secrete hormones. Stratified epithelium. It is also called as compound epithelium. It consists of several layers of cells. It is present in surfaces where there is considerable wear and tear. Depending on the type of cells present, stratified epithelium is further classified into stratified squamous epithelium, stratified cuboidal epithelium, stratified columnar epithelium. Sometimes, the superficial cells of stratified epithelium become dry and hard. They develop a protein called keratin. Transitional epithelium. It is a form of stratified epithelium found in the uterus and urinary bladder. It consists of 4 to 6 layers of cells. The lower basal row is made of cuboidal cells. Intermediate layer is made of longer and polyhedral cells. Superficial layer is made of larger and flattened cells. Connective tissue. Connective tissues serve to connect or bind together different organs or different parts of an organ. They contain an intercellular substance called matrix. Areolar tissue. It is the most widely distributed tissue in the body. It is a loose irregular connective tissue. It connects the skin to the underlying structures. Dense fibrous tissue. This tissue has compactly arranged fibers with greatly reduced interspace. The cells are less in number than areolar tissue. Elastic tissue. This tissue is yellow in color and contains more number of elastic fibers. It is present in tissues where strength is required with elasticity. Adipose tissue. It contains large, rounded cells and cytoplasm is loaded with fat. The nucleus of the cells is pushed towards the periphery. Cartilage. It has a tough, gelatinous, and elastic matrix formed of chondrin. The cells are more or less round and lie in groups of 4 embedded in the matrix. Cartilage is of 3 types. Hyaline cartilage. Here, the matrix is free from fibers and is transparent. Also, the cells are arranged in small groups. Hyaline cartilage, here, the matrix is free from fibers and is transparent. Also, the cells are arranged in small groups. Example, trachea and trip of nose. Fibrocartilage, here, the ground substance contains thick bundles of collagen fibers. It is found in the intervertebral discs. Bone. It is the hardest connective tissue. Bones contain a high concentration of salt like calcium phosphate and calcium carbonate. A bone generally consists of periosteum. It is a membrane of fibrous tissue covering the surface of a bone. Compact bone. It is a hard, dense substance found below the periosteum. Cancellous or spongy bone. It is a spongy, porous tissue. It forms the interior of mature bone. Bone marrow. It is a soft material which fills the hollow interior of a mature bone. It is of two types. One is yellow bone marrow, which is a fatty tissue. Second one is red bone marrow, from which the cells of blood are developed. Microscopic structure of bone. Cross-section of a bone under the microscope shows the following structures. First one, a central haversian canal which contains nerves, blood vessels, and lymphatics. Second one, lamellae, which are layers of bone deposited in concentric circles around the haversian canal. Third one, lacunae, which are the spaces between the lamellae. And fourth one, canaliculi, which are minute canals. They join the lamellae and also communicate with the central haversian canal. All these structures together form a unit. This unit is called as the haversian system, as shown in the figure. Muscular tissue. Muscle is a tissue which has the power of contraction. Contraction of muscles produces movements. All muscles contain bundles of fibers which run in the same direction. Muscles are classified into three types. They are voluntary muscle, involuntary muscle, cardiac muscle. Voluntary muscle, striated or skeletal muscle. It is under the control of will. It forms the flesh of limbs and trunk. It contains unbranched fibers called myofibrils. These fibers are cylindrical in shape, containing distinct striations. A number of nuclei. Each fiber is surrounded by a thin membrane called sarcolemma. Involuntary muscle, non-striated, plain or smooth muscle. It is not controlled by will. It is present in the internal organs like stomach, intestine, and uterus. It contains long, spindle-shaped fibers with a central nucleus. These muscles are controlled by autonomic nervous system. Cardiac muscle. It is found only in the heart. It consists of short, cylindrical, and branched fibers. The striations are vague. The cardiac muscle is not controlled by will, but it contracts automatically in a rhythmic manner. Nervous tissue. Nervous tissue is composed of three kinds of matter. First one is gray matter, which forms the nerve cells. Second one is white matter, which forms the nerve fibers. Third one is neuroglia, which is a supportive tissue. It holds together and supports nerve cells and fibers. Neuron. It is the unit with which the nervous system is composed of. It consists of nerve cell, axon, and dendrite. Nerve cell. Each nerve cell has a nucleus and a highly specialized protoplasm. The body of the nerve cell gives rise to nerve fibers. Axon. It is the main fiber which arises from the body of each nerve cell. Impulses pass through the axon in one direction only. Dendrites. These are short fibers arising from the body of the nerve cell. Synapse is the junction between axon of one neuron and dendrite of another. Myelin sheath. It is the sheath which covers and protects the axon of some nerves. Nerves which contain this sheath are called as metallated nerves. Nerves which do not contain this sheath are called as non-metallated nerves. Membranes. The cavities and hollow organs of the body are lined with membranes. These membranes contain epithelium. The three types of membranes found in the body are synovial membrane, mucous membrane, serous membrane. Synovial membrane, it is a fibrous membrane which lines the cavities of joints. It secretes a thick fluid which lubricates the joints. Mucous membrane, it lines the alimentary canal and the respiratory tract. They contain glands which secrete mucus. Serous membrane, it lines internal cavities like thorax and abdomen. Also, it covers the organs which these cavities contain. A thin, watery fluid called serous fluid is secreted by serous membrane. Glands. Glands are a group of epithelial cells which produce specialized secretions. All glands have a rich blood supply. Glands select the necessary materials from bloodstream. These materials are utilized for making the secretions. Glands are classified as exocrine glands, which discharge their secretion directly on the surface or through a duct. Endocrine glands, which discharge their secretion into blood and lymph. They do not have a duct. These secretions are called hormones.